I don't even have a fucking scanner. I like go to the mom and pop place to go, here, scan my naked girl picture. So.
Do you have a question?
Do you ever think about, well, seeing as how you do have some an appreciation for manga, have you ever thought about getting or letting the anime? I shouldn't say it like that. Letting an anime house.
Actually, Funimation wanted to do a Crow series. And it was right after they did Afro Samurai.
Oh.
And so a bunch of these Japanese executives flew over to meet with me and talk with me about it. And I thought it was a phenomenal idea. I thought that was, it's just like, well, with anime, it's just like the violence is 110%. It's so over the top, and I thought it would be perfect. But unfortunately, the deal I have with Hollywood is that I own the character and the publication rights, and they own the film and TV rights. So,
Bastards.
and what Hollywood did was like, sure, you can make it. Give us $6 million, and you can license it. And they were like, well, that's the whole budget right there.
Yeah, no.
So that was a big disappointment with me. Is that because I really wanted to see that, and it was. They did Afro Samurai, they did Black Lagoon. It was just like it was an amazing company, and I really liked I thought they could have done something really phenomenal.
I'm like crying right now. like on the inside, I'm literally.
We all need to write a letter.
Someone's gonna write a letter.
Sign a petition. Yeah, that works.
But the cool thing is that now the Crow is with the new studio, and they're much more open to things like that.
Oh, okay.
So
Contact Funimation. They're still around.
so if we could, or Madhouse or whatever studio, so if we could get the Japanese interested again, I would love to see something like that, Because in my opinion, they kick Disney's ass all over the street,
And they make stuff that's pretty much set in similar tones. They make some really tragic anime.
Oh yeah, I see all kinds of Crow references in their shit. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm owed money right here.
Hey up. Some Crow reference, they aren't giving my money.
No, I just think of all that stuff. I just think of it as like, it's just flattery to me. I don't really care because I think everyone knows where it came from. It's just like, Heath Ledger's Joker. I'm like, okay, I think everyone knows where that came from. So, I'm just flattered. The only thing I didn't care for is the fucking wrestler,
Sting.
And it wasn't because I had never seen wrestling. I still don't watch wrestling, and for years I'm at conventions drawing, and these 12-year-olds come up and say, "Is that Sting?" And I'm thinking Sting from the Police.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you, kid? He's a blonde bass player. But then again, that fell into the film and TV rights, so it was up to the studio to enter. And actually, they thought of it as like free publicity till they could get a new piece of shit Crow movie out there. But then he started making like toys and merchandise and action figures, and then they stepped in and made him change his makeup and things. So
That's when he turned red.
That's when he turned red. Yeah. But it's just like I'm like, I don't care. Everyone knows where it came from, so.
We got about 5
Anything?
10 minutes
Anything?
left, so.
You again.
I don't know.
Nobody else will raise their hand. I will.
Hot Topic shirt, right?
And I don't remember, honestly. I might have eBayed it. I don't know. I'll make you sign it later just for that. For the movies, I know you got the newer one coming out.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
It was kind of
with
scrubbed. But-
We can talk about the 900-pound gorilla in the room if you want.
But the
The
question
new
is-
movie, the new movie is not a remake of the Brandon Lee film. It's going right back to the book. It's like a literal page-per-page adaptation of the book.
So will the train scene be?
The
I
train,
love
the
that.
trains,
I want
the
to see that in the
horses,
film.
the talking bird, all the visual
Skull
metaphors. The death figures throughout the whole thing. The director's a huge fan. He's incredibly talented, I'm working with him on absolutely every aspect of it, from casting to the soundtrack. I went. He's British, and I went and met with him late last year in L.A. I spent like 4 or 5 days with him, but at the end of the first day, we were like finishing each other's sentences, and he brought the book with him, and we went through every single page, and he wanted to know what everything meant. Why is this street sign here? What does this mean? Because all of it's there for a reason. There's a street sign that says one way or no exit. Those are there for a reason.
Is
So.
Deeper going to be female, the actress?
Actually,
Or is that a rumor?
that was just something that the press took. It was
Okay.
one of the gang members is going to be a girlfriend of one of the.
Okay, I was-
Yeah, she's not in charge of anything.
Okay.
Everything seems perfect. I have control of the soundtrack again, so I get to pick all the bands again, which I did on the first one too.
The soundtrack is
Yeah, all those bands were friends of mine, before they were famous,
It was so perfect in that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just like, I've known Trent Reznor since he was poor, and,
He's won an Oscar now. So.
I still have Trent Reznor on speed dial. That's how cool I am. Trent Reznor, Henry Rollins, and Iggy Pop. I have their home phone numbers. It's just like everything I wanted on the first one, they gave me on the second one too. So it's just like the director's not making any decisions without talking to me. He's incredibly talented, and he's a huge fan of the book. So it's going to be good. It's going to be really good, and it's going to be much more. There's going to be much more realistic it's going to be closer to Taxi Driver than like a John Woo movie. It's supposed to, the violence is supposed to be ugly. It's not. I'm very happy with everything right now. So sets are being built in Ireland and Dublin. It's still very much a live property.
Now, can you talk at all about because most recently the reports were that it's on hiatus or back
Well,
burner.
yeah, that's the company that Pressman Films that owns The Crow film and TV rights licensed it to a studio named Relativity. And Relativity made like a fucking 100 bad movies and lost money, and so now they're in financial trouble. So the producers are just going to take it to another studio if Relativity can't get backing again. It's going to happen. It's just I talked to Pressman Films like a couple weeks ago, and they said within 2 or 3 weeks we should have it placed at a new studio. Because the day Relativity announced they were having financial problems, there were like a dozen other studios that called about getting the Crow property. Nothing else, but they're like, what can we get the Crow thing?
Well, you're don't give a fuck, Rich, can't you? Just
So it definitely will happen.